We're good.
We're good?
Yep. All good.
All right, I'll tweet it out. All right, hello.
Is this live?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
We're going head to head with the Yak. I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm just saying. I know how it works now.
You always go head to head with the Yak?
No, I do it 9:30 usually. I did the show this morning, 9:30.
Got it.
This is what I was saying when we were talking before about Sirius versus.
We're far away.
You and I physically are far away.
Yeah. When you're in a studio, sometimes I feel like we're
You and I, or just in general?
No, you are sitting physically further than I anticipated being away from you.
Well, come on. I mean, you want to
No. I don't care. That's how it is.
Do you like being closer to me?
No, I have no preference. I was just making a comment, observation.
Okay. So you would talk to me about 1 to 10. What are the odds of Sirius happening? If you want to talk about it.
Sirius is interested in Dave Portnoy and Dave Portnoy only.
How do you feel about that?
I think I could do a good show for Sirius. I think we'll have to see. So I like Sirius. Sirius likes me. If I'm going to do it, it would not be like last time we had the station in which I had a million things going on.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'd really be like, all right, I'm going to put, this is going to be my thing and my priority.
2 hours a day or something?
Yeah, hour 2. But it's like, I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking. Whereas before, I just walk in the studio and whatever it goes, no, I'd put thought.
But is it different now because you own the company where like it would help to have a bunch of different shows on there? You know what I mean? Do you look at it with a different hat now than you would have maybe a year ago, or no?
I look at it.
You know what I'm saying, or no?
Yeah. I'm looking at it as what can I do to bring in
revenue,
whether it be for me or anybody. So if I did a deal with Sirius, it would have to, as I said, it's like I'd be taking myself off the table. That's how I'd be monetized.
Right.
So I have to feel like we're getting value for that because
but you could still do like pizza shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, pizza, sure.
Yeah. But what couldn't you do?
Well, it's just I don't.
You just need time of day, just to actually
rundown. Like it's hard.
Right.
It's hard to do the rundown and then go talk about the same exact shit right after the fact. I've always had a problem with that.
Yeah.
And other things being Barstool Radio was something that I was looking at being more involved.
Right. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that if I'm doing.
Would you then want Barstool Radio to be a thing on YouTube full time anyway?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should have.
You think Kirk Minahan should be part of that?
Yes, I said that.
Okay. We don't have to be, ashamed of it.
No, okay. I asked you.
We talked about it. It was fine.
I went in to the meeting being like, okay, I'm gonna pitch bringing the entire station back.
Yeah.
They are only interested in me.
right.
So I mean, it wasn't so much the
big bag of money. Or no?
Well, yes. For me to commit to that, it would have to be a big bag of money.
What are we talking? What neighborhood?
No, I'm not going to say that. I can't say that.
You can't say that.
No, it's a lot.
You're going to do it.
If we get close on the number, I do it. Yes.
Are you close on the number?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
But I don't know. I gave a number. I said, here's the neighborhood of what it is. I'm not going to say what that number is right now. Mm-hmm. I'll have no offense if you're like, oh, you're way out of fucking bounds. I can't do it. I still want to be invited to all your free Sirius shows.
Sure.
No hard feelings.
Am I invited if Bruce plays one of those? Would you invite me to that?
Yeah, you could be my +1.
That's a guarantee?
Yes, guaranteed.
Okay. That means a lot to me.
Because those shows are spectacular.
Yeah.
Because they're...
Was Stern an asshole?
What's that?
Was Stern an asshole?
No, he wasn't an asshole. He didn't know who I was.
That seems weird.
I don't know.
Like even he's on social. Like that just seems.
Is he? I've heard. So I was never a Stern guy growing up.
No, I know you went on, right?
Yeah,
you
but
took shit, right? Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
But I was never like so.
Yeah, I was.
His fans, like Baba Booey's there, giant fan. He's like, I love you. It's like I'm so like proud of what you've done. I followed you.
I would think he would just
Stern.
know you.
It's Stern.
He's so removed from.
Yeah, and I didn't get any vibe of him. Like he was nice. He's like, oh, sorry, and people around him like. He's done great. Comparisons is like, was it his son-in-law? Somebody. People are like, no, he's a big deal. He wasn't mean about it. He just didn't get it.
Right. I guess he's in this. He's almost.
And
70.
people have said, he's pretty unplugged. Like a lot of people, are like, was he wearing a mask when he was there and stuff?
Well, he was like in high for like 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know. There wasn't an ounce of arrogance in the way he said it. He's just like, oh, nice to meet you.
Right. Yeah. And Kraft was good.
Yeah, Kraft. Literally, the way I told that story verbatim is how it happened.
You should go to. Well, you're not going to be around. You should talk to Kraft and go see Bruce is in Foxborough this week. You don't really care though.
I'm not as big a Bruce fan as you are.
Yeah. No, you're more of a Swiftie.
Listen,
Yeah, that's which I don't know.
No, you're saying that.
No, I'm yeah.
You'd be one of these people like Stephen A. Smith, Andrew Schultz,
Bill Belichick.
They all bet, but like you're more on the. Do you like Andrew Schultz? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever. He was a hater.
I'm not a hater.
But they go to the shows.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she's great.
They come out a different person. It's
Who did you like growing up?
baptized.
How old are you now? 45, 46?
Yeah, 46.
Who did you like growing up? Because I'm like 2 years older than you. Did you like Bob Seger?
Yeah, but
who did you listen to like when you were like 12 or 13?
I don't even know the way.
Was it like
then? Jimmy Buffett? I was still listening.
You
Jimmy
was like
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you weren't listening to like George Michael. You weren't listening to like the music of the time.
I mean, I would. It would be on the station, but I wasn't as big.
Like what was your station driving around Boston?
I remember the first cassette I ever bought was Van Morrison Moondance.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that because of?
I just liked the song Moondance.
Was that from your parents or was that from?
I don't recall how that happened exactly.
Huh.
But I mean, I liked it. I tend, even a lot of the music I liked as kids, like I like Paul Simon. I still like Paul Simon.
He's great.
Yeah.
One of the greatest. Yeah. He's got hearing. He's losing his.
I know. I saw
that?
he's on 60 Minutes.
Yeah. He's losing total hearing.
And like for me, like 10 was a huge album from Pearl Jam.
Great album. Yeah.
So I like Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Nirvana, like that type of stuff was huge when I was growing up.
Right.
And I did like it.
Right. So all right, so walk me through this. So I know you've talked about 5 million times. So I get a text that morning from you at like 8:20, which is unusual. We have a good relationship, but like, you're not usually texting me and saying, "Hey,
yeah, right,
be at this meeting."
Correct.
And I'm like, what?
Because to be honest, I even now wasn't sure if you were on that like distribution list because at that time you tried to sabotage us.
That's a little overplayed.
Well, I know it's not overplayed,
a little bit,
but it's in the past. So, but I know at one time you were forcibly removed from like the list to send it.
It wasn't like I was Sirhan when I shot Robert Kennedy. I wasn't physically.
In our world, it's as close as it gets to doing that.
It's not that much different.
Yeah.
I guess, right.
So I just want to make sure you got the email.
Will we ever have a conversation where that doesn't come up?
But
it's relevant to the story.
It's relevant in why I wasn't sure you were on the list.
But there's been many meetings since then where you've not reached out to me and said.
Correct.
So
because other meetings I won't care if you missed.
Totally understand. So it's 8:20 and you send me this message and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I think I texted you like, and you were like, it's no big, like, it's fine. But then Erica messaged me like an hour later. I was like, is like everyone going to finally have their day in the sun where you just fire me in front of like all these people who hate me? So then we have the meeting and it's basically like whatever, 5 minutes. And you called me after.
Yeah.
Do you remember this or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you called me after. You're like, I wanted to.
Well, because
you were very nice.
You wanted me to tell you what was happening beforehand, which like Whitney got the same thing. It's like, be at this meeting. And he's like, can you tell me? I'm like, I can't. And I can't because.
Well, once you didn't, I was like, fine. I figured,
right.
I figured it had to have something to do with.
And
I don't know if
the legality of.
Yeah, stocks and all that.
Correct.
Right.
Public information, that type of shit. It's just not worth telling anybody. So, yeah. And then after to tell you, and I think, what was it? Like, I don't know what I said exactly.
You were worried about something.
You'd start attacking.
Yeah, which
Penn.
I said I wasn't going to. I wouldn't do that.
Which I wanted to make sure. Well, if anyone's going to do it, it would have been you.
I know, but to be fair, I said in the show, I think I said this too because it's true. I literally, this is the first time since I got here, Chernin had already come in. I've never worked for you really till today, till now.
Yep.
Penn never did it. Like,
they were great.
All that crazy 2020. Like, Penn never, to my knowledge, and the few times I met Jay, we met him in Boston at the time when Rico was
Bosco probably
him.
Forced, but that was probably the day this deal started.
Yeah, I think I could see in his eyes. He was like, "This is."
Bosco had him in that headlock. He's like, "I got to get out of here."
Do we get the sense that Rico is starting to embrace darkness yet, or no?
Dan
laughed the other day. I saw that.
Texted me and said he brought up his contract negotiations to him, and he started biting his hand. So maybe
it's not good
that he is going back. I mean,
what was a Rico on the other day? I retweet you were telling some story. You kept interrupting. I was laughing.
I was trying to tell the story of it was a BFF thing with like this.
Oh yeah, what is? I don't know.
Bobby Altoff and Drake, and it was a big story in my world, not your world.
Right.
And I was trying to tell it to Rico, and he wouldn't let me get past 2 words.
It's not possible with him.
So I didn't tell him the story.
It was funny that Rico. I won't spoil anything, but it is funny that Rico left after a day at that golf thing. The thing in North Carolina.
Insane. He's listen. There's 2 things that happen for Rico. He should be the happiest and the not happiest all at once, because his job, who knows what would happen to him down the road. Like he's easily expendable. He has no real skills.
Well,
he doesn't. He has no skills. Now,
agree with that.
He, barring another attempted murder,
sure,
he should be in pretty good shape. Now, it ain't going to come easy. I'm not just going to put his contracts on platters.
Sure.
He's going to have to go to the dentist and have a couple.
I've been there.
Have a couple teeth pulled out.
But let me go. So when you like, I know you were serious. Like, you didn't know about this until like 2 weeks.
Very
before.
fast.
Yeah. Did you just? Was there part? I said this on the show. I'd be curious. Was a part of you once that Mincy thing happened where you were like, you felt uncomfortable?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did you feel?
There was definitely. That was one time where I think Penn maybe felt it from like the Barstool fans. They were getting a ton of blame for that. And I probably could have handled it better.
Well, you wouldn't have done that if you had owned the company.
Gotten rid of Mincy?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But we don't have the same concerns they do.
Oh, no, totally. I totally get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right. We brought him back.
Right. How's he been doing since he came back?
I think he's just being Mincy.
He's not really doing much?
That's the guy who rolls out of bed and finds a horseshoe stuffed up his ass. Like, everything's work comes out Mincy.
I retweeted your video today. So you said, are you worried that you said the company's losing millions?
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware of this? I feel like you're like a Madoff victim or something.
No,
when they find out that.
No.
Did you do any legwork before you bought the company back?
No, not really. I knew before I bought the company back, it was losing millions. I wasn't like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I knew that. Yeah. I was pretty checked out mentally and checked out on like the business side of things and being involved.
What changed?
It's not stopping me from yelling at people, even though it's like, who made these decisions?
What reinvigorated you though? What made you say, I want to do this? Did they come to you first or did you go to them first?
It was kind of a joint. It was like,
you couldn't have come together at the exact same time. With the
no, but they were speaking. They had the ESPN thing on the burner, and that's like, what do we do with Barstool? For me, and I've said it, people can take it at my word or they cannot. I think the options for me was I kind of fuck off and go into the sunset, pretty much,
right?
Or in that scenario, I think it was a real danger for Barstool down the road. Like Big Cat. He'd be great. He'd probably end up on ESPN. I don't think he wanted that. I know he didn't.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who have been with us 10, 15 years. Those jobs sort of slowly, because we're losing all this money. And guess what? Penn is doing a big deal with ESPN, this huge media company. Do they still need to be losing money with Barstool? Right. So I think the writing was on the wall. And it's like, all right, you know what? I can get back in control of this thing. And I think we can... It may be rough for a couple months, rough in air quotes, getting things back to like we're not getting fucking smoked. But I think I can make this a good place to work, and I'm not gonna have to kill myself for the next decade. But I just had a problem with just being like, all right, I'll see you guys. You're on your own. I think that would have been the end of Barstool, and that isn't how I want to go. Whereas when ESPN wasn't in the mix with Penn, I was far more at ease. Being like, see ya, because they were still together and we were the media agency that I feel like Penn would have needed.
Well, last time we talked, the interview, it was in New York, and you had mentioned your contract. Did you think at that time, you were going to leave?
Yeah, I would have said I was closer to leaving. I would have put like 70-30, 80-20. Right. It still was another year and a half, and a lot can happen.
Right.
But if they came to the table with the right offer, what I thought, yes, I would have stayed or been part of it. But it was hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I didn't see us separating from Penn. I didn't see that coming.
Do you think if Penn could get a mulligan, would they have made a deal with you guys again? If they could have it over? I think they got a lot of good out of it, but they also did. Just a pain in the ass.
It was one. I remember one conversation we had with Penn, and it was. I think this was after the deal was done, or right towards the end. They're like, "What would you name the sports book? Would you come up with something not Barstool?" Or call it Barstool. And I remember I said, I think you got to call it Barstool. You're going to get the equity of the name. But the reason this is a discussion is you're going to get all the headaches with the name.
Right.
Whereas if we were just, I'm looking at kirkbets.com or something that's neutral.
Vanilla,
and we're just pushing to it. Do we get the eyes of everyone coming at us like we did? Probably not. I didn't anticipate, and I always know there'll be trouble. But the regulatory, it was worse than what I imagined. I think it was far worse than what Penn imagined.
Led by the person here, right?
Yeah, Mass was a big problem.
Yeah, was that the biggest state in terms of?
No, there were a lot of problems. Right. I was kept out of a ton of it. Like I know Erica had to do some song and dances.
Did you find that frustrating not being part of it, or did you not want to be part of it?
I didn't find it frustrating because I knew probably, much like you, the way I would handle a remedy that may not be the most fluid. And it was one of those things, you've been plenty of those things. Common sense and reason, which you'd like to think carries the day.
There's no place in the...
Yeah.
It's not even... I don't even know what it's about. That's what always bothers me. I'd love to sit down with this woman or this guy and just say, what's this really about? Because it's not about that. What's it about?
Yeah.
Because they've let other people in who have... we know the names of these people who have had shady... Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's headlines, but so what? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know that's
not a real moral stance.
But there was true hatred towards me. I don't think that was concocted. And I always have to put myself sometimes in the other shoes. If you read and see everything about me and you believe it to be true without doing any background, you may think you're protecting the people.
I guess. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this office, by the way?
Reminds me of Milton.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It really does have Milton vibes.
It's Spartan. We like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
That's how we do it.
That's how the company's going to look in another 3 weeks.
They're all going to be in here, right? Yeah. Do you want to say goodbye to the Colleen or no? Before we.
So what is the deal?
So
because I'm looking at payroll, you ain't cheap,
right? So it's over.
Was he out?
Yes. Yeah. We came to a.
Why? What happened?
So we had we do these live shows.
Yep.
We did one in Plymouth a few weeks ago. This is the last part of it, and the sound was a disaster. The production was a disaster. I was just frustrated. And he made a bunch of mistakes. And I think you said in the show the other day, Dave, that you've essentially kind of checked out.
Yeah, I just thought it was,
We both think it was just time.
What does a guy like Colleen, who I can't assume has people knocking down his door, like, what do you do? What do you do next? Because I don't know you well enough, so I won't put you in my grand pot of like misfits who I have to save.
Of course.
But like, what do you just go be homeless now? Like, what do you do?
No, I used to before this like produce stuff for financial or real estate people behind the scenes, so things like that. So I'll probably go back into that.
Meaning, like, if I'm going to look at a house, you're putting together the sizzle reels,
infomercials, sizzle reels.
That sounds like
commercial stuff.
Dave, in 2023, he's leaving Barstool to go work in the infomercial world.
Yeah, that.
But it's not. You can't just judge things like that all the time. This was ending.
It's exactly how I judge
this was
it.
ending. This is ending anyway.
I'll be honest. Was it ending anyway?
But if you had worked harder the last few, if you worked harder the last few months, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Okay, but it's also at the end of the day, that's where I'm going, and this is what we decided. Right. So yeah.
So it does feel sort of I don't want to make light.
Make light if you want.
No suicide jokes because of the company I'm in, but it does.
You've always been so hesitant in the past to make fun of my mental.
It feels like you're walking off a bridge. Like that sounds like
I don't personally think so.
I'm leaving Kirk Minahan's show, which he can, I'm sure, be tough at times, but it's an exciting, interesting world to go make infomercials.
I actually don't. I'm not by the way, you might laugh at this, and you might laugh at this too. I don't think I'm that tough of a boss at all.
No, I don't know enough about
it. Like really, like I'm.
So then why are you leaving, Colleen?
Because I just think it kind of ran its course. He doesn't believe it, but I was just as upset about the Plymouth live show stuff.
Not true.
Well.
Not true. He asked a Minute for tickets to the Jonas Brothers concert.
Come
2
on,
days later.
it's.
I was literally
we took a break after. I was
my
so
wife
down.
And daughter. I was so down. I don't want to get into it.
What is? Are you making more money or less money? Where you're going? More.
Hold on, Colleen.
I think it'd probably be the same.
Dave, 1 second.
Well, that's crazy.
So let me ask you this. So I'm an idiot. Like I don't pay attention to. I don't have TikTok, Instagram, whatever. The Kirk Minahan Show's Instagram account didn't post anything for 3 months.
How do you explain that?
Nothing on the Facebook page, which matters to us since January.
We've litigated this, but we had somebody who was doing all the videos, and then we switched to another person. We focused on, I guess, where our premier interaction was, which is Twitter, which is where we,
Yeah, that's a huge area. You got to be everywhere. But what else? Okay, live shows, this show. What else are you doing? Like how many? I don't want to relitigate.
Well, we have the case too. I mean, we have a bunch of things. I'm not saying it's an easy job. But like I think so I'm done. Like I'm ready to move on anyway. So it doesn't matter. But I think he also is ready to move on. I guess So we're gonna find somebody else. I want to find somebody. I said this on the show today. Probably not legal. I want to find somebody who's younger than 30, who has no kids, who's just as obsessed as I am with the show. Then if it's a man, I want him to get a vasectomy. If it's a woman, I want to have her tubes.
Yeah, that part. I think probably. Now, granted, I'm trying to wipe out HR.
Yeah, what are we doing?
And I'm trying to figure out what we can do and what we can't.
Penn just buy the company again the last 10 minutes?
I've already said I need somebody to tell me just because we're private, I own it, I do think general laws of society still apply.
Well, we'll get the tube side in like a medical facility, and we'll get the vasectomy.
I wish. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost on the other side. Like, I want my salespeople to have kids because they depend on feeding them.
Yeah, but I need somebody who's like wakes up.
Yeah, right.
Goes to bed. I think this is the pitch that
my guy Austin here. I can at 4 a.m. he'll reply.
This guy Austin's an animal.
Yeah,
like, you know that in North Carolina. Every time I turned around, he was there. He was ready to go. He's ready to help anybody. That's who I need. I need somebody like that.
That is his Dave Portnoy boot camp. My guys, I break them in and.
Yeah, my guys go to the Jonas Brothers concerts, and this is.
You have texted me at weird times before, and we've done shit. Like,
absolutely. But I'm just saying, I
agree with all your other stuff. So that's where we're.
That's the other thing.
So he just had enough.
He fell on the sword.
He wants to go make infomercials.
We're similar in a lot of ways, but also in that, like, it's hard for me. Like, I've never fired anybody before.
Firing people is the worst.
And I kind of like.
Because his life, he's putting on a brave face. His life is over.
Well, I don't think so.
No, it's over.
He's going to get a job. He's going to get a job.
Yeah, a job.
Don't do this to me. This is what I'm talking about.
A job doing infomercials for fucking weddings and like real things.
Why is that a bad line of work? There's a lot of people who do shit like that. Why is that bad?
And those people, when their alarm goes off, it's 50-50 whether they go for the revolver or the snooze button. Okay. I'm being dead honest. People will
every day for me.
Die for this job, and you are walking into a monotone, awful, horrific existence, and it's a terrible place to be. And I can't.
I think you'll also miss people. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I also think you'll miss like the juice, like the social media interaction. Live show in front of thousands of people.
He has no reason to exist now.
We were in Illinois at the Corn Ferry Tour thing, which actually went really well. I was walking with him a few times. A couple people were like yelling your name out. Remember that?
You
definitely remember.
I remember that one.
I don't think it's gonna be happening at an infomercial.
No, again, he's dead. He's dead on the inside.
Right. It's over. It's over.
I will not be dead on the inside.
I guarantee
you're leaving Barstool to be like
to
film something. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath split home in Sudbury.
You're talking like there was a 50% choice anyway. 50% of it was made.
I thought it was.
50% of it was made on your end.
Well, 100%. Well, 100% comes from me.
So there you go.
But I'm amazed that you didn't put up a fight the other night.
But if he begged, if he threw himself at the altar,
I've moved on.
Because, by the way, what you're about to do is the worst part. It's hard to find people.
Impossible.
Yeah.
But we'll make it. We're doing a public.
You found a good one today.
What's that?
You found one. Like, that was a strong start for you.
I will say, Colleen, you have the spine of a jellyfish. Like, if I knew I was facing,
you can't argue that, Dave.
If I was facing death like you are, I would be fighting tooth and nail to keep this job. But you've rolled over and you've accepted your fate.
I'll give you a perfect example.
I don't even know. I
hate to go back to it, but I remember exactly where I was. It was a 4-minute phone call with him during that whole thing where somebody bleaked the number for something. I forget what it was. I don't know if it was me. I don't know who it was. But you fired me.
Yes.
We talked on the phone. I didn't beg for anything, but we had a nice conversation. Right? I was like, hey, I realize I messed up.
You said, I will not sabotage the company like that ever again.
And have I?
No, you haven't.
I haven't. And you said, okay, great.
And also,
did you delete that press conference where you fired me? I'd like to see that at some point.
Oh, you were going to play that at some point.
It'd be great to play the live show.
I still have it. I will say, and Colleen doesn't get to see it, maybe you do. Like, even now, as I've started being like, this person sucks, that person, the amount of people who would like literally trade their firstborn for a job with us, jobs like these, yes, you get yelled at and shit like that. They don't exist. Where you're going to within 3 years will be the worst decision you've ever made. Maybe within 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you're talking as if there was a full 100%
you said it's
choice
mutual.
behind
You said it's mutual.
Yeah, because part of it was also like, if he's disappointed in it, I'm disappointed in doing that, so I say it's time to move on. I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is I've moved on.
Yeah, and so, it's also a good
if you're me, would you want this guy back now? If he's doing this,
no, it's a real.
He doesn't want to be here. If you want to be here,
like give the example I've given all the time. Back in early Barstool, Bald Paul, Gaz.
Yeah.
I would tell, it was not many people, I'd tell him to do something, he'd tell Hank to do it.
Right.
And it was never getting done, and I was getting so mad. I told Hank. I fired Hank because I'm like, Gaz, I can't be yelling at an 18-year-old kid. I need you to take accountability. I got to remove Hank. I fired him, kept showing up. He just wouldn't leave.
He's like, move.
And now look where he is.
But my point is, if he was, how old are you, Dave?
37.
Oh my God.
He wouldn't, but if he was 37, Hank wouldn't be doing that for no money. That's why I want somebody young and hungry. I want somebody with the eye of the tiger. You know, nothing against Colleen, but he's older and puffy, and he's done
Yeah,
this,
no,
and
right,
like
yeah.
he's lost the edge. I need somebody who has the edge.
Lost
for
his
them.
wings.
Yes, he's like he turned his wings in.
Cougar lost his
Yes, yes, that's more your kind of movie than saying Oppenheimer. For you, that's a little too intellectual.
I didn't like Oppenheimer. It
was great. Oh, it was great.
I was looking at my watch, being like, "Come on," towards the end.
That Jake Gyllenhaal movie you told me about.
Very good.
The Jeff, yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
a
good,
movie.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that slid right under the radar.
Nobody went to see it.
No, very
Nobody
good
went
movie.
to see it.
Yeah.
What was it? So what? How 1 out of 10 on the Portnoy scale? How brutal was that sales meeting? 8? 10?
Wait, what sales meeting?
Well, you went out and bitched out the salespeople.
Oh,
10?
no, it was 7. I think they were like, I don't want to say shook. They've never had me. And when I said our comp plans were fucked, like they were reversed.
Right.
And one thing I do think the salespeople respect, and I'm able to say it. Oh, listen, I sold Barstool for 10 years myself, and you're well aware the image of Barstool was no better back then than it was now. Like we had Bradygate, we had everything, and I fucking sold it by just being fucking maniacal about selling it. So I know it can be sold. I know it's hard to be sold, but if you're incented right, like it's all fucked up, and half the people in this room aren't going to be here. They're just not. The people who want to make a lot more money and be fucking aggressive, this is going to be a good place to be, but our base salaries were too high and their commissions too low. So there's almost no incentive for people to be savages because you make incrementally more. Like you already had your nut.
Right.
So
yeah, right. Fat and happy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And again, I keep getting mad. We've just gotten fat and happy overall as a company. And honestly, if I was Penn probably listening, I'd be like, wait, I wish we had this Dave when like fucking, but that's how the world works. I have to get it back in order now.
Are you enjoying it?
I don't know if I enjoy it. It's back to like,
I mean, you're way more active, which I
Yes.
like, which I always like when you're around, but I'm saying, do you enjoy, or did you?
no, I like doing it, but you know what? I said my tan's going to go, like I went 3 days. I didn't get an ounce of sun.
It's not right.
Vitamin D used to be like, what I wake up, get some sun. Now, you know, I will say one thing that's different. It's way easier for me to create headlines because whatever I tweet out, people like I said, the Savannah bananas, I was sick of them. That becomes a story. It's easy to drive page views and stuff. So that part's easier, but the company has to be straightened out.
Do the salespeople make enough of a salary where they can afford a ticket to tomorrow night's show?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, good, because I know those are expensive.
Yes, they could.
Okay. What's your feeling on the price of those tickets?
For
The House of Boost.
I actually think they're correct.
Oh, you do? Okay, I'm curious about this.
Now,
So tomorrow, if there are
didn't-
tickets still available there tomorrow night, we'll be there.
I was more like, who picked the ticket prices? How does it know? Where does it come from? Who's making these decisions? I don't think it was explained properly because there are only 300 tickets available.
Right.
And we only sold half of them. They're $200, but quite literally, the entire company is there. Like, from Spit and Chicklets, Bustle and the Boys, $1 million worth of game, you name it. If they are not here, everyone's there, and it's kind of like a meet and greet. So
That's what I was wondering. Is it interactive?
it's the awards show, which is 20 years, but after, everyone's going to be there. You can take pictures, meet people.
That was not articulated.
You know, at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when people would ask me, like, I was like, yeah, go. It'll be a good time, but I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's a small little theater. It's in a way like, you know,
we did the trivia.
Yeah, and you know how, at the end of the trivia, people mill around. You get to meet everybody. It's going to be, except it's quite literally everybody. So, I mean, we sell tickets for other events that sell. I don't think it was just articulated.
That was my thing.
What it was.
Because it seemed like to me it was almost like the old days where like the outsiders would be watching the kings and queens down on the floor, like eating and stuff. So now that's more, you understand that. Then that's a good bang for your buck. Right. That's fine.
And so I assume that's how it's going to, there's only 300 people. So for like 60 content people to meet 300, it's going to be after you just go down. We're not going to like keep people separate.
Yeah, so if you're a Minute fan out there wondering, go do it. Yeah, go do it.
So that's for me, I don't think it's that expensive. If we're not selling like a bazillion tickets. Listen, I sold 5,000 Pizza Festival tickets for $200.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. So like how does that work? Like how many pieces of pizza could somebody eat in a day?
I don't know. You got to probably like.
Can you eat like 30 pieces?
You got to strategize. Maybe they're little smaller slices.
Corner.
I mean, it is the greatest.
Where is that?
Coney Island.
Yeah, that looks like it'll be fun. It's September, right?
Yep. It is the greatest grouping of pizza ever under one roof. The credibility I have in the pizza game got a lot of places that ordinarily would never partake.
Out of curiosity, what was the former title holder of that? Has there been a lot of situations where all the pizza places have been the same?
No,
room? It feels like you're like saying this is a big moment in pizza history.
It is a big moment.
I'm just wondering what the former.
There's a Boston Pizza Festival.
Okay, there you go. New York.
There is in New York. There's nothing like this.
Did you do it where it's like the highest graded ones you did?
I gave a list. So I never anticipated doing this. People mentioned to do it. A third party company who I know is superb at events reached out to me. And they were like, we want to do kind of like a rave DJ party with you. I'm like, that's not what I want to do. That's not my scene. Maybe the blackout tours in the past. If you can get pizza and you can get the best pizza makers there, I'll do it. It's complicated. You need their ovens, their dough. So they did all the legwork. I said, reach out to these guys. You get 15 of them in, I'm in, and they did the job.
You sold 5,000 tickets.
Yeah. 4,800 right now out of 5.
Yeah. And that's
September 23rd.
September 23rd. Okay. All right. What else? There's a couple other questions. Do you have any questions for him, Dave?
I am interested in that Sirius thing still. Is what they offered you on par with what they offer other people that have their own channels and then shit around them?
Well,
like, is it gonna be a channel?
No, it would be a show.
Where would it be? Do you know?
No, what channel on their thing? I don't know.
Oh, you wouldn't do like It's a Dave Portnoy channel, and then
that's what I thought. We had that in the past.
Did you listen to him at the beginning? That's what he said.
No, I know, but
yeah, now I get it.
That should be the model.
Did you just fucking zoom out? Because
we
literally talked about that. It was to a T. Are they interested in the station or just you? Just me?
No, he's looking at that is not true.
Fucking
that is not true.
That
is not true. I think if you look at like Andy Cohen does a show, and his show then is basically just reality talk shows outside of him. So I wonder,
would they just play it all day?
Would they play his show a bunch? But I wondered if they do yours.
Do you know how much Andy Cohen makes? Because I do not.
That's my question.
I do not. I'm asking.
Oh, obviously we're talking. I don't know how much. We're not talking Stern money.
Correct.
Yeah, but wouldn't you go into him and be like, "How much does Andy Cohen make?" Then let me see.
I don't know how that. If
like
someone came into me and they're like asking jobs, like I gotta know how much Big Cat makes first. I'd be like, boy, you get the fuck out of here.
Like you could build a.
If I was serious, I'd be like, yeah, Andy Cohen makes $10,000.
Yeah, he makes 5 cents.
He makes $500 million, Dave.
You don't think you could get like a vibe as how much they're paying him? Somewhat.
Yeah, did they raise their eyebrow at all, Dave? Did they wink at you at all, or no?
Yeah, and to be honest, Cullinane, it's not like the greatest negotiation tactic. It's like, well, whatever he's making is what it's like. You got to put a value on yourself, which is what I did, and I'm not going to say publicly.
Do you go in by yourself to me like that, or do you actually bring? You have no representation.
No representation.
Nothing.
Never.
I'm the same way. It's like you're just paying for nothing.
Yeah.
What'd you make that face for?
That feels like a problem. Somebody has got to know what these guys fucking make.
That's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You're selling fucking real estate and doing infomercials. You're telling him he doesn't know how to handle it?
No, I'm saying like somebody knows.
What does that matter?
Yeah, it actually really doesn't. If you
value
yourself
what are you
at a certain
asking?
point.
That's exactly what I just said.
Care what Andy Cohen
That's what I just said. He just 180. He just did a 180. And
that's
he goes, it's very important. I go, what's it matter?
That's calling him 101.
It doesn't matter. You may, as long as you value yourself.
But that's what I'm saying. You walked in with a number in your head.
Yes.
Were they even close to it?
They haven't responded. They said that they thought it was high.
Well, they're always going to say that, right?
Yeah.
But did you give them a number and then there's an actual number that you would do it?
It would have to be ballpark to that. Because again,
it's an actual financial.
And it's like, that's it. It's a cost analysis. It's like I'm taking myself off the table in my mind to be monetized. There's certain things I can do, but if I'm going to charge somebody a lot of money, they're going to get my A+ effort. Like I'm going to give them everything I have.
Who would you do the show with?
I don't know. Great question. So they have a big studio and you're not going to go to Miami.
Once a week I would.
Let's get a daily show.
Oh, okay. What are you laughing at?
Oh, once a week?
Sure. Fly me down to Miami once a week.
So they have it also.
That wouldn't be a good show?
That would be fucking
It would be a great
insane.
show. Well, we'd have a great show. But they also have a huge new studio in Miami. So it works very conveniently for me. Yes.
Yeah, but then
they may have known that.
Then you get some idiot down there. There's not even Barstool doing the show with you. That's going to stink.
No, you get finding the partner is crucial.
Yeah, but the perfect world, who would it be?
You'd be very good. Whitney would be very good. Perfect world.
Whitney's a great host.
No, you need a host. You definitely need a host.
Whitney's a great, like, if you host.
That's the problem. I'm not a host.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's where I have to say my guy Eddie was good. I know you didn't.
No, Eddie was not good.
I like Eddie, though.
I like Eddie.
Yeah, he was good. He was good at time. I missed that show. I feel like now that show should be back.
I don't know that Eddie didn't suffer from many of the things I said. The first, which is he has a lot of things going on, and he was sort of just walking in. Like, if I do this, I don't know, sounds like the Oppo Cullinane. I want somebody who wakes up and they're just thinking about the show.
Daily show for sure.
That's all they're doing 24/7. We've never really had that.
But the problem is Miami, who is that?
I don't know.
If you're in New York, you've got a bunch of, or even in Chicago, you have options. But Miami, I don't know. It has to be somebody, it has to be a Barstool adjacent person at least. Don't you think? Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, you'd think so. Yes.
Like you're going to go on the show and talk about Barstool stuff, right?
Talk about everything, whatever I want.
That's what I mean. So
It wouldn't be strictly Barstool.
No, I know that, but there has to be some element of it.
Yeah.
There should be now some version, now that you own the company again, of the Dave Portnoy show, where this is happening once a week.
So have me on your show. You can do it once a week.
You're going to do it once a week.
Not in person, but yes.
All right. So you'll do a weekly spot in the show.
Yeah, I can do a weekly spot.
Dave,
Unless
Got it.
this other show happens, and then that would...
You own the company.
Yes, but
You couldn't do 15 minutes a week on my show.
No, because I'm not going to steal from that other show if they're paying me that much.
Believe me, the questions I ask are not going to be what this idiot sidekick of yours asks.
You don't even know who that is.
It's not going to be me. I know that.
I'm not going to me to kick around anymore.
I would do it. I would do it.
Well, you can't do it. You're not going to be in Miami.
Kornheiser and Wilbon are together. They're separate places. That doesn't work, though.
It sort of works for them, but it is definitely better in person.
Yeah. What if you made it like more TV-esque remote?
No, nobody wants your suggestions. You're a fucking walking ghost.
Just trying to help. Just trying to put two people together.
Like the last thing we need is dead man walking, spitting out ideas.
Just trying to help. I'm sorry about that.
Are you angry? Is there still part of you that gets angry when somebody says I'm leaving Barstool?
Colleen doesn't bother me because I don't know
Just
him
in general,
well
I
enough.
don't know. Do you take it personally or no?
Depends the circumstances. I don't like the guy who went to work for cement, Tyler O'Day, who went to the fucking Empire State Building. Now that's
I forgot about that.
That's a Paul Kozinski problem.
That is, yeah,
because
Gaz, yeah.
Gaz worked his people so he could be an 11 all night partying, and his people were doing all the work, and they're like getting none of
phone
the
numbers
credit
from these.
So that was probably largely his fault. But I liked, if somebody I like and I perceive they're going to work for idiot, he's working for. How fun can be the Empire State Building? So
now, when the elevator is one of the stars of the place, you're not
crazy,
talking about
crazy.
Right.
But if somebody gets a great offer, and it's like,
what's crazy? You're leaving for the Empire State Building, which is a huge tourist monument.
Yep.
Or leaving for the world of infomercials.
That's crazy. But maybe it is you, because didn't you have your other guy go for like a state newspaper in Maine?
Yeah. Well, first he left to drive around the car for a year and a half.
Yeah. So
this show can wear you down.
Aren't like Alice Cooper went for $60 million a spot. You got guys infomercials live in the woods in Maine.
That's a good point. Who's the of all the form? Who's the last person you want there tomorrow night? That guy Mooj. That's what I said today. Dave?
Yes, Moosh.
Is that his name?
Caller Daddy guy?
Yeah, he don't work for us.
No, I'm saying, but of all the people who ever work there tomorrow night, who's the last person you would want to see try and get in the building? Would it be him, or would you want him there? So you could boo the shit.
I really don't like him. Rappaport obviously is not a fan favorite.
Sophia Franklin?
Yup, hater.
Do you still hate Graham Bennett, even though it seems like he's on the verge of his life ending? What are you laughing at?
The way you put it was so delicate.
Who I like, by the way, but yeah.
He is definitely on a far different level.
Way lower.
Yeah, because he just did the picture. The others are real, like those can't be repaired.
Anybody else? Carabas will be there tomorrow night, I'm told.
Yeah, he's back on the green list.
Yep.
No, those are some of the big people that I really didn't care for.
Yeah. Anybody? So it sounds like everyone. Just talking about everyone.
Pretty much everybody is going to be.
That's pretty good. That's going to feel gratifying
and expensive.
Well, that's true too. This was a Penn thing, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
How many people are fucking staying in hotels? Like 500?
A lot.
Now you have to look at that shit, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before you wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, I didn't care at all.
Because amazingly, it's not sponsored, right?
Amazingly, not sponsored.
Am I incorrect in saying that's amazing?
It's amazing. I brought that up in the sales meeting.
You just said everybody.
Now the salespeople have.
What's their response to that?
We didn't even know it was happening till like 3
that a great
weeks
response
ago.
Though, or no?
That's a fair response.
It is.
Because sales is not.
Whose fault is that?
I have no idea.
You blame Pete. I saw you blame Pete for everything else today.
Well, like we got this basketball tournament we're doing in Chicago, and this is continuing, and it's expensive. Live rights are expensive. Sure. So we bought them. And
like, how much is that?
Live rights, $1 million.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's probably. That's a guess.
Just ballpark.
Yeah. And it's just, all right, once I got it, it's like, what events should we be doing? We should only be doing events that make money. Let's look at the basketball, look at all events. And Pete's like, well, I forecasted that we'll sell this many tickets. Like, what do you mean you're a tech guy? What are you talking about? You forecasted selling tickets. Right. He's like, I heard the Loyola kids are excited. What is that? I don't know.
How does that translate to ticket sale?
And what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Pete, you're a tech guy. And, I get, like, we did Rough and Rowdy and we had YouTube. You could buy it.
That went well, right?
Not really.
Oh, it didn't go well.
No, not really. It was very slick technology, but they take a gigantic cut.
Oh, right.
So, like, why is Pete making that?
Well, that was his call.
It seemed like he explained. And again, I can't get that mad because I wasn't fucking there. But it seems
Who
like
would he have answered to 3 months ago? Or a month
himself.
ago?
He answers to nobody.
Who's his boss? I mean, no, you are now, but I'm saying, who's his boss a month ago?
I mean,
Is that like an
ultimately-
Erica thing,
Yeah,
or is that
everything
a-
I guess would have funneled up to her. But I think Pete, it's like somebody said, I made that video and it's like Pete showed initiative. Hitler showed initiative. Like you
did.
gave him a little bit of room.
You always go. That's always the
and then he
extreme.
starts
Yeah.
conquering things.
So you're saying Pete, like
I'm
Hitler,
not saying Pete's Hitler, but he showed similar
what did
ambition.
Pete, Hitler was good with highways. Like, what has Pete done?
Yeah.
What's Pete's
Tech.
highway? Okay, so he's good. So he can do tech.
He's great. Pete is.
What's his Holocaust?
Pete is. Maybe this.
This thing tomorrow night.
No, I don't know. Pete is. I hate giving him compliments.
Yeah, sure.
Arguably the most important person we have at the company. He does an unbelievable
I
job.
happen to like him, by the way.
with
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. He's a Barstool guy. I hired him.
Right.
Sitting in a coffee shop. He's sweating bullets.
He's a mess.
Yeah,
he's a mess of a.
and
yeah.
he is great at his job.
But this is what happens. I always battle with this too. Is when people who are really good at something that's not particularly creative, and they see other creative people, I think they get itchy.
yes,
They think, oh, I wanna do that. And
he
part of
wants
me-
camera angles. And
But there's a
it's
part of
like-
you want to applaud that initiative though, because you want
No.
people. You want to curb that.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? But he has like he's doing it to make the company better.
correct.
So there's that battle. You don't feel that battle. Just stick to what you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's no companies where
Loyola thing is a tough one.
Where
That's a
the chief technology officer is morphing into the chief marketing
It's
officer.
a little weird. But is that he was just running free and wild a few months
Yeah,
ago?
he was running free. He was invading Poland, Switzerland,
Right.
everywhere.
He was-
Belgium.
Yeah, he's getting-
neutral countries
Right.
he was taking over. If he saw no resistance, he invaded.
Is it crazy to you that like people are looked at Hitler and like, oh yeah, all right, I'm buying into this. Like other countries, it's very weird when you think about it. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't know how much they're buying in versus like we don't want to be murdered.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess that's part of it. I suppose that's part of it. What else was I gonna? I had something else I was gonna ask him, Dave. You have anything else for him or no?
I don't think so. No.
No, you're here doing a bunch of pizza stuff. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I was going to insult.
Go ahead. No, please.
No.
Please.
I just can't believe he made that decision. I'm fascinated by the human brain.
I'm always amazed when somebody. I was just amazed when he's like, "Yeah, I agree with you,"
Yeah, that's great.
but like I shouldn't be, I guess, because that's how we feel. Like I can't blame. Like I don't like broccoli. What am I supposed to do?
No, I've always struck you as somebody.
You've always struck me.
Which is whatever it may be.
You've always struck me.
You've always struck me
Yeah.
as similar to myself in the sense you'll allow people to scream back at you. You don't like.
Has that never been an issue?
Not really. No.
Right.
Not at all.
So I, as speaking myself, and this has always been, I'd rather have guys who I can fucking undress and they can just scream back and you're over it and move on,
Which
as
is what
opposed to
relationship we have.
Yeah, rolling over, which is like a dead dog.
Well,
That's
that's
what
what- that's-
Callahan doing.
There's been issues where
That's not always been the case though. Like he's been. I mean, I would say I give more than I take, but still,
Yeah.
like you can yell back at me. I don't like that's the
So
issue.
there was something that played into my mind like a couple weeks ago when we got into an argument, and I thought you went to a place that like I was shocked by, and
What'd I say?
you wouldn't let me talk. You wish death upon my kids.
Yeah.
You and I thought
I'm not.
I thought it,
What are you laughing?
no
Stream.
perk of the job is like I thought we were just doing like a jab, and you took it away that I didn't intend it to, and you just
Well, you're being
unleashed.
cunty though. And so,
No, but it was-
so I went hard. I mean, that's how it works.
No, I get it, but you took it.
You wish
to a-
death upon my kids. It's not gonna
No, but
matter.
It hit me. It hit me in a different place because
Well, that's not gonna happen in real estate. You're fine. Yeah, that won't happen when you're.
I
Doing
get it, Callahan. No one wants their kids to die.
No, it hit me because I actually
You
thought
have
about it
kids.
after as being a hypocrite because obviously
Well, some people want their kids. Some people kill their kids.
Yeah, that's extreme.
Well, you said. I mean,
clearly
some
I
people-
know
some
he
people want them to
clearly
die.
I know he doesn't wish death upon my children, but it was the way
good.
it came out in that specific kind of attack.
Like, I
I guess
hope
you would
you're-
say
yeah.
that it was like I don't know.
Hey, listen
I'm
to this.
disappointed.
This is.
I'm
what I
just
mean.
being honest. I'm being honest. You want me to be honest and talk back? I guess that's
Healthy
what I'm telling
serving of pussy soup here. That's all. I mean, look. What are you laughing at?
That was a funny line.
I mean, I don't. The way my mind works, like I want to still like Colleen, but now I'm gonna
Would you
start-
be able to wish death upon his kids in the Penn world, or was that a new world, or you do that regardless?
I don't know. You know what? I can't.
There's
Even, nowadays, I
there's a
can't
Twitter
remember when
account
that
that's called
happened.
Kirk's Death List. It has the list of all the people I wish death. So
Got it.
no, Penn was fine with that. I think no.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, I again, like Aren't there are people you want dead?
Oh yeah.
What am I going to say? I don't. Now Dave's kids are different. I don't want Chase and Nancy to die. I do not feel that way.
It's the old. I've used that. It was I got sued actually, or threatened a lawsuit by something called Boston Sports Review.
What did you call me a funny joke? Or try the joke. What was that?
Nothing.
I had my eyes closed. I was thinking.
What was the joke?
No, I just started laughing because I thought he was basically saying that I could sue you for that, which I would never.
I was not saying
Go.
that.
I would say go for it.
Obviously.
Boston Sports Review was I started. So Barstool Sports is a newspaper that started, and then like a year and a half, 2 years, this thing, the Boston Sports Review came out, a little glossy.
I remember this. Yeah,
they're like, we're the first thing. Right. I put the Al Capone clip. I want his family dead. I want his family
burnt to the ground.
And they sent me a lawsuit letter.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, So
and the moral of the story, Colleen, they're gone, and I'm still here. So, like, if you're going to be a pussy, you're going to be doing fucking real estate.
I told you in relation to that specific argument, and I am an employee of his. That's all. It just hit me in a weird spot. That's all.
Well, you're an employee of his.
I am, but
yeah,
to me,
listen,
you hired me.
Listen, we're clearing payroll. I'm happy to hear it.
I mean, he did a great job. He did a good job. You know, I said Steve was better. Dave was good. And I want to find somebody younger and you'll like cheaper, I'm sure, who's going to work twice harder.
The age thing for sure. Like we have people in that Barstool office and you gotta earn your stripes and they're there all the fucking time. Now it is a different environment because there's more people.
Well, they're not there at 8:30 in the morning, but yeah, I get your point.
Right. Yeah. Well, when I was running things, they were.
Right.
Now, not really because we work later in the night.
Yeah. No, but you get people in their 20s who, I don't know, how old's Austin?
Austin, how old are you? 26.
I mean, all day.
Yeah.
These guys will go, I need somebody like that. It's somebody also who can take shit. But to your point, it's a big ask and a tough hire.
Yep.
Somebody who's good at, first of all, good at the technical stuff. I have no idea. Good at the social media stuff. Good on air. Can take shit.
It's a hard person to
live
fill.
Shows. Like this in this world is deal with the Minifans.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to take. And Dave, to his credit, could do a lot of that. And I think it broke him at some point.
I feel like even though for some reason, I assume the guests always sit here, you have it set up where you can only see half your face. That's a weird thing.
About exactly how we do it, yeah.
But you look like a broken man.
He's had the sad face on.
No, but I said it's weird. It's weird to say that you're not going to be working somewhere anymore and then come in and watch your replacement. So it's not that I'm broken.
We're bringing the replacements. He's going to help train.
It's not broken personally. It's just kind of an awkward fucking thing. And then you show up and I'm telling you the story about it, for God's sakes.
I think I gave him the Portnoy line. I was like, "Oh, do you want a cookie?" I'm now at that stage. I'm at the "Do you want a cookie" stage with Colin, which is like I don't want to dislike him because I don't want it to end badly. But
I don't dislike you, Dave.
You don't like him, do you, either, right?
No, he's just vanilla. He's wallpaper.
You won't remember him.
It just looks like the background wallpaper.
he's just a zero.
He's just there.
But you're okay with Blind Mike?
Yeah, I'm okay with him now.
Yeah. He doesn't want to go tomorrow.
He doesn't?
No.
Why?
I think he feels he's actually, all kidding aside, well, some kidding aside, he's like really, really blind now, like blind. So I think it's hard for him just to, a place like that tomorrow, it's loud. We've seen this at live shows, but I think he wants to know that you don't.
Yeah, I've cooled on him.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
He hasn't done what really drove me nuts, which was taking like side shots at like my people.
Right.
And then being like, I didn't take a shot. I'm like, no, I'm fine with Blind Mike.
Right. So how does it, so if people are going, how does tomorrow work?
You buy a ticket, you go.
What time is it? I don't even know what time.
7 or 8.
So don't we have a red carpet thing or something?
Yeah, walk the red carpet.
Okay. I'm presenting. I know that. I was told that.
Yeah, the awards, some of them are pretty funny. I mean, it's a walk down memory lane. That's really what it is. Like all the videos and stuff that we've had for 20 years. So it'll be entertaining for sure.
Would you have done this if there hadn't, like, if there was no Penn, would this be happening?
We would have done something. So honestly, the genesis of this was they wanted me to do, for the 20th, Dave Portnoy, an evening of hate, which is what I keep saying I'm going to do when I retire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do it with Penn. There's too many people on this list. I'm going to ruffle too many feathers. Right. So they switched it to this award show.
Right.
And off we went. I don't really care. It's 20th anniversary. I'm not like a sentimentalist, especially now that I'm back in it. So I don't really give a fuck. Probably without the Penn involved, no, we wouldn't have done it.
Would you have done this big, if it was your money, would you have done this big Chicago world thing?
Yes, I think I would have.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't know. It's a good investment.
Yeah, because Dan's so critically important to everything we do. He wanted to move back there. He's bringing a lot of the company. I think there will be a return on that. With the amount of content, getting sponsors. Like,
I know we're doing something there.
And to be honest, Dan, Dan, Kevin, however you want to look at it, like Dan and I a lot, were the perfect, play off of each other.
Good cop, bad cop.
Because he's the good cop. Everyone loves him. He's very easy to advertise around. Everyone loves me. It's a little bit tough sometimes to get too close to me.
Penn probably liked Dan more than they liked you.
100%.
And which is understandable, right?
Who won it?
Yeah.
You don't see, I don't think, Dan is so bulletproof. He was in a conversation with me with Ponder, but it's like just me. But he's just very likable. He says he doesn't piss people off the way I do. But the flip side, me pissing people off a lot of times generated the publicity and getting things around. So we played off each other really well.
I know this has not been that. Are you doing that thing in Chicago? We can't announce it. It hasn't been made public yet.
I don't know what it is, so maybe not.
Okay, I thought a bunch of people were doing it in Chicago for like a week. You don't even know.
Oh, I am doing that.
You're doing that. I'm doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be okay or no?
That'll be amazing.
Yeah. I think it's good I'm doing that.
Yes. If we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I will say, what's that, Austin?
Yeah.
We are talking about that. Should be good,
spectacular.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I can't even say how great, or how wild the golf tournament was too.
That'll be very good content.
That was intense. You and I actually had a big fight there.
And I actually used you as an example on the sales side of, I don't want to talk salaries, but you make decent salary.
A nice living, yeah.
And we're not getting it back properly with ads to the Min fans, which could be a sales issue. But what I said is guys like Kirk and other people, when they're tentpole events, they make them 1,000 times better. We have to be able to sell Barstool Awards, what you're talking about. That makes the whole thing click.
Right.
Like it doesn't have to be individual. If you get all our best talent together once a month and are doing must-watch events, which nobody else can put on like Barstool. They don't have personalities that we have in the mishmash because it's not forced and it works. We got to be able to sell that.
Right.
So I think that is something I like. And sales defense, they're like, you don't tell us about it. Like sales cycles, we need to know 8 months before it's in market, and then we'll fucking sell it. So
like next year's Ryder Cup, they need to know
like that we should be doing every year. Like we should be doing if it's the Barstool Awards every year. Know it's coming and then sell it. And if you can't sell it, then no excuses.
Right. I would say that was legitimately like as intense an event as I've been a part of my life.
Yeah, it was quite.
it was a wild couple of days.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have more pizza stuff this afternoon?
Yeah. I'm gonna go do the rest of the afternoon. I try when I'm in not Newtown, but I'm only here for a day or two, stack 8 to 10 together.
Where are you going next?
We have a play. Well, I don't want to say it.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. We're live. It's in the area?
Well, clearly.
Well, is it 30 minutes away or is it
I actually don't know.
How close is it, Austin?
Oh, don't say Austin.
You can't say how close it is?
No.
You're that worried about it?
Yeah.
I did go with you in North Carolina. Jerry and I went to. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's weird too because like my daughter and her friends know you only because of that.
It's like the all-time story.
It's not even
Barstool
close.
Person was like, my wife absolutely despises Barstool, hates it, thinks it's sexist, loves the pizza reviews. I just didn't have the heart to tell her it was the same person.
we were talking the other day, Dave. Remember, we called somebody during the show, and that stuff wasn't working. We called the guy from Verizon or whatever.
Yes.
That guy, guy in like Dallas or something. He's like, we gave out the email for us. He's like, that's a pizza guy.
Yeah, pizza guy is probably
way more.
The number one way I'm recognized.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're okay with that? You like that?
I don't care.
Have you had any bad pizza lately? Do you have any bad pizza today yet?
No. It's hard for me when we do these. No, it's hard for me when we do these trips because we pick the best ones. So it's not like we're just. When I started in New York, which a lot of people like the originality, but I was just walking into the closest. It didn't matter. I had no app, nothing. It's just walk in, and if it was trash, we'd say it.
But I also know you're a nice guy though, too. Underneath, like you don't want to give a bad review.
It's gotten harder as it's gotten far more popular.
Because it can sink a place.
And they come out the owner. They bring you meet their kids. Their kids are working. It's a family thing. Yeah, you don't want trash.
You got revenge on that guy the other day.
Yeah, I did. That was a
good.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, you have to do that. What the fuck was that about?
Absolute piece of shit. Sauce Pizzeria in New York City gave him a 9-1. We've talked to him. They've been Frankie came in. He's like, the guy texted me being like, you want to come in? They were in Slate magazine being like, Dave Portnoy's a piece of shit.
I read it.
You called him.
Huh?
The day it came out, we called him on the show.
We tried to get him on the show. Yeah, we tried to get him on the show.
I had that A couple people, that must have been because a couple of Minute fans are like, you're getting soft. The second that happened, we had it on the list. It was just me getting back to New York City. First thing I did when I went there, it's like, all right, let's go redo these motherfuckers. They had my score on the thing, 9-1, a sticker on.
My point was great. If you feel that way, fantastic.
Keep your mouth shut.
Figure out how much money you've made off it and just return it.
Yeah, it's great.
Just fucking give it back.
He wasn't only against me. He's like, we don't like his crowd. We don't want him in here. But we opened for him. But we don't even like, which by the way.
What the fuck?
And as you said, everybody, man, woman, little, old, young, watch pizza, but they're like only drunk bros. Just shut up.
I can tell you that's bullshit. Like literally bullshit. Like
crazy.
My fucking aunt was like 80 guys.
No, there's no truth to that. None. For the pizza.
All right. Well, so that's a big announcement. Dave Portnoy will be joining the show once a week, regardless of whether or not he makes a deal with Sirius, which I'm excited about.
Yep. If I do Sirius, I will not be coming on here once a week.
We could talk about other things. You like talking to me.
Anything.
You enjoy
come on my show.
I would anytime.
All right. So then that's how it'll go.
Yeah, because whatever you want, that's fine with me. I'm happy to do it. Okay. Tomorrow night, House of Blues. If there are tickets, I don't know if there are tickets left. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm curious to see how that did. We had 150, and I kind of made that to try to explain.
You must have been
doing.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's also we jam things down each other's throat. There's no thought. We did Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah.
Then we're selling it. It's like how many times can you be like buy?
Well, that's why I get worried. Like I love Jeff DeLo's a great friend of mine, but like he's talking about doing something. So if he does something in Boston, say, I know a shitload of Minute fans will go there, which is great, like the thing we did. But then I know I can't do anything for 4 or 5, which is fine. But like that's my point. You have to
space it out, no doubt.
Yeah, it's like 4 days after Rough and Rowdy.
Even like Rough and Rowdy, we did it, which it's hard to do, but there was a gigantic UFC fight Saturday night in Boston. Like, do you want to do Rough and Rowdy the same weekend? There's a huge UFC in Boston? Probably not. All business beat.
I've had sources tell me that my friend Riggs' contract is up soon. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Did Riggs lie to me?
If it is, I'm
okay. I want to make sure he's not going anywhere.
We do our best to keep him.
Oh, you sound like what do you mean? That sounds like almost like you don't want to do it.
I don't even know.
Okay, but he's sticking around. I love Riggs.
I just said we do our best to keep him.
That was very okay. All right, but we want to keep him, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody coming up that's big that you're worried about?
No.
You feel good. Everyone's on board. Everyone's good.
Yeah, I think everybody is on board. I wouldn't have, if I thought that was an issue, I probably would have been an idiot to take back the company.
Is there anybody you would have, if you had owned the place the whole time, that you wouldn't have lost over the last couple of years? Like you wouldn't have kept Alex Cooper with that money, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, the easy answer is like, well, Alex is huge. McAfee's huge. We couldn't have kept them. Like, it's no different. That's like when a sports team loses a great athlete. At some level, you got to look at the payroll across.
It's a market thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. As big as we are, we're still small compared to like ESPN or something.
Totally.
There's endless money to spend for some reason. Like, I don't think that McAfee deal is a good deal for them.
No.
Nothing against him, but I just don't. Where's the return for that?
There can't be, I don't think, unless you think.
Like, what's the I was wondering that.
Unless you think it spreads to, it's not just the McAfee show, but McAfee's now bringing, and I don't know their business, how much they charge ads. No, he's getting a shit ton from FanDuel.
All their money's subscriber money anyway, right? Like, isn't it like ESPN's like $8 or $9 a month
Something
still,
like
right?
that, yeah. So there rumors that Apple could be interested in ESPN too?
I saw that.
That could be
I saw that. That just looked like somebody hypothesizing, but who knows? You put McAfee on ESPN. I don't know. You never know.
What's your take on does Barstool have any interest in getting into the infomercial market, real estate? Because I know a guy who can kind of get you there if you're looking to do that at all.
Why kind of?
I could see your dad doing that with Dave maybe.
Be an interesting infomercial.
How was I just saw you. Where was your dad the other day? I just saw him and your mom. You guys were so
classic.
I was.
They're the classic. Oh, you weren't there. They were there. They look good. Your dad looks good.
Yeah, he'll be there tomorrow night.
Oh, he will? Oh, good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since Trivia last year. He's doing well?
Yeah, he's doing well. They'll be there.
Yeah, good. It'll be good to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. All right. Well, it's always good to see you.
All right. Back to the pizza grind.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.